Student, welcome back to another session of Computer Science Paper 2. Myself Jyoti Krishna from Technical Department, New English High School and Junior College. So we already started with the chapter number 5, Networking Technology. We are done session 1, session 2 and session 3. Now we'll see session 4. Let us very fast revise what we have seen in the previous three sessions. In first session we have seen computer networking, what is networking, types of networking, then networking topology and types of topology. In second session we have seen the transmission media, the different type of transmission media, wired media and wireless media, then characteristics of transmission media. Then in third session we have seen the wired transmission media, that are twisted pair cable, coaxial cable, fiber optics cable and wireless media. They are radio wave, microwave, infrared wave and laser. So today we will be seeing the fourth session. So let us proceed. So introduction to the connectivity devices. So we'll be seeing the connectivity devices needed in the networking, computer networking: modem, hub, repeater and routers. So let us start with modem. The name modem is divided into two parts. Modulator stands for modulator and demodulator, modulator and demodulator. What do we mean by modulator? Modulator means it converting the digital signal into analog, that is from ones and zeros, into continuous signal, so that is from digital to analog. And demodulator means to convert the analog signal back to digital signal, that is from continuous signal to the digital signal, that is ones and zeros. That process is nothing but demodulation, and from digital to analog, that is modulation. So modem is nothing but to modulate and to demodulate the signal, means converting the digital signal to analog and back from analog to digital. Okay. Modulation means that it converts a digital signal into analog signal and it is sent it over a telephone wire. So here the computer generates a digital signal and it is converted into analog signal. Then it is sent over the telephone wire. That process is called as this process is called as modulation. And at the receiver end, what happens, this analog signal is converted into digital signal. That process is called as demodulation. Okay, so here modem is there. So what happens, the digital signal from the computer is sent. Okay, it's first converted into analog signal and then it is sent over the telephone wire. This process is modulation. Now the modem. Receiving modem converts the analog, see, the signal coming from the telephone lines is converted into digital signal and then it is forwarded to the computer. So that is demodulation. So while sending, it is modulated, and while receiving, it is demodulated. Clear? So modem is nothing but conversion from digital to analog and back from analog to digital signal. Here you can see the two pieces are connected. Here is a digital signal and there is a analog telephone wire. So that is nothing but modem. Function of modem. Modem are used for data transfer from one computer network to another computer network through the telephone lines. The computer network works in a digital mode while analog technology is used for carrying the message across the phone lines. When an analog facility is used for the data communication between two digital devices, they are called as data terminal equipment. So they are called as data terminal equipment, or in short DTE. The modem at the transmitting end converts the digital signal generated by the computer into analog signal by modulating carrier. This modem at the receiver end and demodulates the carrier and hand over the demodulated digital signal to the computer or DTE. So the modem converts the digital signal into analog, then they are transmitted again at the receiver end. They are converted to the digital signal and then it is given to the computer. So that is nothing but modulation and demodulation. Modulation at the transmitting end and demodulation at the receiving end. The two advantages: the modem allows high speed of transmission on any given analog line. Modem reduces the effect of noise and distortion. Classification of modem. Modem can be of several types and they can be categorized in a number of ways. First, the directional capacity, that is half duplex modem and full duplex modem. Second, the connection to the line. So there are two types, two-wire modem and four-wire modem. Third, on the transmission mode, there are two types, that is asynchronous modem and synchronous modem. So modem are classified into two categories according to the transmission method. So only we are going to see based on the transmission method. So what are they? Asynchronous modem and synchronous modem. So we'll see now this in detail. Asynchronous modem. Asynchronous the name. It is not synchronous with the clock of the computer. So modem. So in asynchronous modem, the transmission clock is not used for synchronization. Instead, it uses the bit synchronization. So asynchronous modem can handle the data bytes with start bit and stop bit. So it handles the data byte when it should be transmitted and received depend on the start bit and stop bit. There is no separate timing signal or clock between the modem and the computer. So there is no separate timing is there for clock between the modem and the DT. The internal timing pulse are synchronous repeatedly to the leading edge of the start bit. So the internal timing pulse, the internal clock of the computer is synchronized with the leading edge of the starting bit. So the message is kept short. It is used to transmit the character data. Asynchronous transmission is simple and inexpensive technology. It does not use a transmission and receiver clock. Instead, it is synchronized with the internal clock of the computer with the leading edge of the start bit. The synchronization is done with the start bit and the internal clock of the computer. Synchronous modem. The name synchronous. It synchronizes the clock with the internal clock of the computer. So synchronous modem uses the clock on transmission and on receiving devices. The synchronous modem can handle continuous stream of data byte but requires the clock signal. The data byte are always synchronized to the clock. Okay, there are separate clock for data bit between the DTE and can be used its internal clock and supply the same to modem. So there are separate clock for data bits between the DTE, that is computer, can use its internal clock for and same is supplied to the modem. A wide variety of data type can be transmitted. A long series of the byte also can be transmitted by using a synchronous modem. Hub. Student recollect, we already done hub in star topology. In star topology, the central device was nothing but a hub and to that all the nodes were connected. So the transmission and the receiving was done through this hub. So hub was responsible to receive the data and to transmit the data to the desired node, right? So hub is a conducting device in which the cable are connected to centralized network and the traffic through a single point. Okay, so through a single connecting point. Hub is a hub is used as a central device. Hub is used as a central device connects the computer in star topology. Hub are simple device that direct the data pack to all the device connected in the hub. So connected to the hub. So here these are all devices nodes connected to the hub. So data pack, they direct the data pack to all the devices whichever. They are really the multi-port repeaters. So they are nothing but repeaters. Whatever data comes, just they transmit or just they transfer the data to all the nodes. So contains a multi-port. When a packet arrives, what is a packet? Packet is nothing but which contains the information and data. So when the packet arrives, then about at one port, it is copied to all other ports so that all the segment of the LAN can see all packets. So all the nodes connected in a LAN can see the packet. So the hub is slow as it can send and receive the information on just not both at the same time. So sending and receiving is not done simultaneously, so the process is slow. So hub are little bit slow. So here you can see the hub is connected to modem and then to internet, and where whatever data is received, it is transmitted to all the nodes. So there are hub are of three types: active hub, passive hub and switching hub. Clear? Hub, see here, all the data packet are coming and then all the nodes can see all the packets. See how the data is flowing. See one type of the types of hub. First, the active hub. It is a central connecting device in the network that strengthens the signal. So it has a device which strengthens the signal, and then prior to sending them to the destination device, that is it amplifies the signal. This hub contains an electronic circuit to amplify the signal. So in active hub, when the signal is received, it because of the attenuation, there might be attenuated, the signal might get attenuated. So what they do, they strengthen the signal, that is they amplify the signal, and then it is sent to the destination node. So that is nothing but active hub. In active hub, first the signal is amplified and then it is sent. The passive hub. Passive hub serves simple as a conduit for the data, enabling to go from one devices to another devices. So here it just passes the data from one sender to the receiver. So passive hub do not amplify the signal before broadcasting them over the network. They simply maintain the physical connection, and received frames are rebroadcasted across all over the network. See now here A is sending the signal to B, but it is received by all the nodes, that is C and D also. They simply maintain the physical connection and the received frame then broadcast over across all over the net. It is just the connector or connect the wire coming from different branches. So it is just a wire coming from different branches. Now switching hub or intelligent hub. Intelligent hub means, now here see the data is sent from A to B, but it is received by all the nodes. Yes, so it can be seen by all the nodes. But in Intelligent Hub, it reads the destination address of each packet and then forward the packet to the correct port. Now in Passive Hub, the data is sent from A to B only. But what happens? It is all the remaining nodes can receive the data. But in Intelligent Hub, the sender, that is A, the node A, which is sending the data, first reads the destination address. If the address matches, then only the packet is forwarded to that port. It is used in place of router also. So intelligent or switching hub, it acts as a router also. Since now repeater, let us understand what do you mean by repeater. Repeater devices where it is connected in the network. Since all the components of the network uses copper or fiber optics cable, how to control the attenuation that limits the possible distance between the different nodes of the network. So repeater are excellent way to extend the net physically. So if you want to extend the network, you can just connect in between the repeaters. Now what does this repeater do? The repeaters amplify the signal which has got attenuated during the course of transmission. While transmission, they have got attenuated, the signal become weak. So what does the repeater do? Before sending to the next nodes, it first amplify the signal and then it is sent. Transmission, because of the physical condition imposed on it. It also restores the signal to its original shape, the repeater. The repeater extends the data signal from one segment of the network and passes it to the another segment of the network, thus extending the size of the network. Now repeater takes the signal they receive from the network devices, regenerate it to keep intact during the transmission through the physical environment. So that is a function of repeater. Now, repeater is a hardware unit mostly used in Ethernet to extend. So, if you want to extend the extend the cable, so we are using in between uses the repeater. The repeater reshapes and amplifies the signal from one Ethernet segment to another. No two Ethernet station workstation can have more than two repeater between them. Why they cannot? If they have to communicate reliably. Okay, so if they want to communicate properly, so you should not connect more than two repeaters in between. So the main disadvantage of repeater is that they repeat the noise in the system. So they cannot identify data and noise. So when the signal is amplified, the noise is also amplified. A separate power supply is required for the repeaters. Let us see the next connectivity device, that is router. A router is a networking device that forwards the data between two computer networks. When we say computer networks, they are two different local area networks. The router are inter-network connectivity devices. Inter-network. They are used to connect two topology or dissimilar LANs. When the two different local area network wants to communicate with each other, then to do this they need a router to do the communication. Let us understand with example a LAN which uses the IP address scheme that start with the IP address 10 for all the devices in the local area network. In that local area network, we have another LAN that starts with the IP address 500. The computer starting with IP address 10 wants to communicate with the computer starting with the IP address 500. Then this communication is
cannot be established using hub or switch, because hub or switch connects the device that are belonging to same network. We need somebody to connect two different LAN, and the solution for this is router. Solution for this is router. So router can use a networking address to assist effectively delivering of message. Router performs routing. Routers are intelligent. They can use algorithm to determine the most efficient path for sending the packet to any given network. Now let us assume that we own a small office and that contains 50 computers. If we want to communicate among all these computers in a local area network, then hub alone is sufficient. But internet connectivity to all these computers, we have to establish a communication to our network to external network. Now that is the internet. We need the help of internet server provider. So let us assume that our router has two interface, one and two interface. One interface is going to connect our network. One interface is going to connect our network, and another interface is going to the communication router in the internet service provider. Okay, network. Our network, which is placed in our campus, on one side, it is going to connect our local area network, on the other side going to the ISP network. It is possible that ISP network to provide the internet connectivity to our local area network. So router is connected to at least two networks, commonly to WAN or to LAN or to WAN, or a LAN and internet connection as shown in the figure. So routers are employed to connect LAN or WAN. Routers are of two types, static router and dynamic router. So students, we came to the end of the session 4 of networking technology. In this session, we have seen the conductivity devices like modem, hub, repeater and router. Student, in exam, a short note may come for on hub, repeater, router and modem. So when the question comes on modem, what is modem, and explain the function of modem and types of modem. So it comes for 3 marks. When the short note on modem is asked, you have to write the types of modem as well the function, and you have to draw the diagram also. Okay.